and I do Off The Script. I have a little introduction all ready to go to get you guys ready for what's going to be in the video. Today I'm not doing that, and the reason why I'm not doing that is because I don't feel well. I want to try to be perfectly honest with you guys, to rush through this commentary. Not because I don't want to do it for you, but I don't feel like I can handle a 25-minute commentary today. And I'm recording this at 6:06 p.m. I'm getting ready, and I'm saving my energy for the podcast that I'm going to record with Joe Cronin right after this is over. You guys are going to be seeing this on Sunday morning, but back to what I was talking about. I usually do a little introduction to get you guys ready for the video. I'm at work today. I feel good. It was a good day. I made a nice big sale today. And I realized one of the girls that I work with is very ill. You know, you take a look at her and she's just all fucking tired looking and she just looks ill, right? So I asked what's wrong. She's like, I don't know if I'm going to make it till 10. I'm here to close. And I said, why don't you go home? Why did you come into work to potentially get everyone sick? And I feel like I'm going to get sick now. I internally feel like something is wrong. I'm on the road driving home, and I just feel very lightheaded. I don't feel myself. And I just know by the time you guys see this tomorrow morning, I will be sick as a fucking dog waking up. I'm going to have a sore throat. I'm going to feel fucking really just tired and sore. I know I'm going to catch the fucking flu. I know it. So that's why I didn't get an introduction. I want to breeze through this nice and easy. If I come across a story that needs to be talked about in depth, obviously I will talk about it. But I'm going to try and breeze through part 3 and give you guys the news and rumors like I only can. And I don't have a cold beverage today. I actually have hot tea. I need to be careful. I need to be safe. And hopefully I don't get sick. So that's my little story. That's my mini rant. If you're sick, don't come into work and ultimately get everyone sick on your staff, because I feel like I'm getting sick, and it is what it is. I haven't been sick for 2 years, and I just know, I know when something is wrong. I feel like when I wake up in the morning, when you guys are watching this, JD's going to feel like a piece of shit. And yes, I represented myself in the third person there. I tend to do that. Don't question me, okay? Anyway, this is Off The Script, number 28. Part number 3 to close out your weekend. I didn't even know it was Labor Day, man. If you guys are celebrating Labor Day here in the United States, I didn't even know it was Labor Day weekend, man. Where the fuck did the summer go? I don't know. We're moving on into September, October, November. Weather's going to get colder. The beers are going to get more delicious. That's my favorite time, man. That's the only time I like. During the cold, wintry season, those fucking winter ales, man, those seasonals, those fall seasonals, beautiful, beautiful. Otherwise, I hate the fall, you know, I hate the winter, and then, obviously, spring takes forever to get here when we're fucking in the midst of January and February. It just takes forever to get here, but summer's over, man. I don't know where it went. If you guys enjoyed your summer, let me know what you did down below, if you did anything special. I didn't do anything because I'm stressed out about work. I was transitioning between jobs. It is what it is, man. Save up money, come back hard next summer. That's what I plan on doing. But Off The Script, number 28. I got some big news stories on Batista. But before I get into that, you guys know the deal. Joe Cronin and I podcast, which I will be recording immediately following this recording. You guys, if you didn't catch it, it will be down below in the description. It was recorded live, and I posted it right on my channel. For those who missed it, go and check it out. We'll be talking about Night of Champions. We'll be talking about Brock Lesnar and the lack of challengers for Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. We'll be talking about John Cena and how he cannot win at Night of Champions. We'll just be talking about WWE. We'll be taking fan questions, yada, yada, yada. If you missed the show, please go check that out down below. If you missed parts 1 and 2 of Off The Script, link is down below. Chair Shot Reality with Labar, Eisenberg, Ghoulish, link is down below. Homepage, WrestleZone.com. Click on that Chair Shot Reality tab. It'll take you to all the episodes that they recorded this week. And then finally, Joe Cronin himself, YouTube and Twitter, right down below in the description. Go and check him out. And obviously, go and subscribe if you're not subscribed to Joe Cronin. All right? Now, enough of me blabbing. You guys are probably wondering where the fuck the news is. Batista, full-time WWE career may be over. Full details about Batista possibly being done with the WWE. There are several people within WWE who feel that as Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy sees more success, it becomes more likely that we won't see Batista return to the WWE as a full-time performer ever again. When Batista left a few months ago, there was a belief that he would be back to continue his storyline once the media and appearances for Guardians of the Galaxy was over, but some are under the impression that that may not happen. Batista's future with the company was a hot topic backstage at this weekend's WWE Live events. There's also the risk of Batista getting injured now that his film career will be taking off. It's almost a guarantee that Batista will receive a lot more offers for movies because of his role in the blockbuster hit Guardians of the Galaxy. Batista is no longer seen as a guy who acts in indie movies, and studios will be hesitant to cast him in bigger movies if he's performing in a wrestling ring. Now, you guys were telling me that he was on Chris Jericho's podcast. I did not get to hear that podcast yet. I know he's been very vocal about wanting to end his career at WrestleMania, whatever WrestleMania he so chooses, against Triple H. He wants his last opponent to be Triple H. He said that he is not done with the WWE. I never said that he was done with the WWE. All the report is saying is that Batista as a full-time guy. Now keep in mind, when he signed back on with the WWE and he made his reappearance at the Royal Rumble, he won the Royal Rumble. He was supposed to be a full-time guy for 2 years. He signed a 2-year deal. Now that, Guardians of the Galaxy blew up like nobody really expected it to. It's a Marvel movie. I knew it was going to be big. I knew it was going to do well, but nobody knew how big it was going to be. Since the movie made all this kind of money, Batista is obviously going to get bigger roles. He's probably not going to want to be in the ring all the time. He may want to be in the ring here and there on a part-time basis, but having him back consecutively on every Raw, on every SmackDown, on every pay-per-view may not be likely anymore, okay? I was never a big fan of Batista. Batista in small spurts here and there, yes, I'll be happier to see him opposed to seeing him every week on Monday Night Raw. They really weren't doing much with him anyway. It didn't look like he changed as much, from the last time we seen him until his current run now when he won the Royal Rumble, competed at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship in a triple threat match with Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan. Nothing really changed. I figured that he would be a little bit more, in sync with what he was doing in the ring. Nothing really changed there. Batista was never the greatest wrestler ever, but it just seemed very lazy. His matches weren't really exciting. The crowd was getting on him. They didn't really care to see him, all because of the explosion that was Daniel Bryan. That affected Batista. Now, I think if he does come back, I think it will be a lot better for Batista because, people have not seen him in a while. Daniel Bryan's not there. They could probably place him in a storyline where he's going to be the focus point instead of fighting off that Daniel Bryan momentum. I think it'll be better for Batista this time around now because Bryan is not going to be there. And he did mention he wants to fight Brock Lesnar. I think Batista may be the one guy outside John Cena, the one guy to fight Brock Lesnar and slightly put up a fight. I don't think it'll amount to anything, but Batista and Brock Lesnar does sound like an intriguing match. That's what's going on with Batista right now. His WWE career is not over by any means. All this means is that now that he's getting bigger roles in movies, his WWE schedule is going to be scaled down just a little bit, and more than likely he will now be a part-timer, okay? Jake the Snake Roberts, news on Jake the Snake. I told you I was going to give you news, if any, bad or good, resulting in Jake the Snake's condition. Jake the Snake Roberts has been moved to another Las Vegas hospital as of Friday afternoon, okay, where doctors were doing more tests. Dave Meltzer of the Figure4WrestlingOnline.com website reports that Jake the Snake was moved because of double pneumonia and fluid has spread now from his lungs to other organs. That does not sound very good, okay? The new hospital is better equipped for Jake's condition. That's why they moved him. Diamond Dallas Page noted to Dave Meltzer that Jake's condition is stable and he's coherent. They noted earlier that evening that Jake was talkative but very grumpy. DDP says that he's been very grumpy, he's been talkative, and he was more upset about letting the fans down than his own condition. So that is the latest on Jake the Snake right now. Fluid spreading from his lungs to other organs doesn't sound good, but Diamond Dallas Page sounded as if Jake was, in good spirits, that his condition was stable, he's coherent. There may be a possibility of him beating this double pneumonia, and hopefully he does, and everything is all right in the end for Jake the Snake. But obviously some of you guys, when I first reported this in part 1, a lot of you guys had mentioned all the abuse that Jake the Snake put his body through finally is going to catch up to him. I hope that's not the case. I hope he comes through and beats this double pneumonia and gets back to, living a healthy life away from drugs, away from alcohol, and, just stays under the guidance of DDP. So hopefully he beats this thing and we don't have another unhappy ending like we've seen with the Ultimate Warrior. But that is the latest condition on Jake the Snake. If I hear anything at all, please follow me on Twitter. I will be tweeting it out at JDfromNY206, because the next time you guys see me will probably not be until next Friday for Off The Script. If I do something on Monday Night Raw, following Monday, I'll probably mention it briefly there just to give you guys an update. But as of right now, stay in tune with me on Twitter. The Bella Twins continued their feud on Monday, WWE Raw, with the family reconciliation segment with Jerry Lawler. Brie Bella had to be iced up backstage after the in-ring confrontation with her sister Nikki. Word is that the Bella Twins have been intentionally working stiff with each other because they want their feud to come off as realistic as possible. I don't care. I really don't care about this feud. I think the end result is probably going to be the best part of this, but getting to that match, getting to the end result, going through this feud with the Bella Twins is really, really painful. They're not the greatest actors in the world. Nikki just comes off very scripted. It's not realistic when they're, talking on the microphone and interacting with each other and cutting promos on each other. It just doesn't sound natural. It's not organic, and you can obviously tell that, Nikki is memorizing a script. Brie Bella, I'm surprised by Brie Bella's acting. She's gotten a little bit better from her time with Daniel Bryan, when Daniel Bryan was feuding with Kane after he won the WWE Championship, and that whole Kane chasing them around and her screaming and her being trapped in the car, blah, blah, blah. It's a lot better than what we've seen. She stepped up her game quite nicely with the feud with Stephanie McMahon, which is not over. I think there may be a tag team match in the future. You could bring Charlotte up from NXT, which has been rumored. She could be working with Brie Bella as a tag team, going against Stephanie McMahon and Nikki Bella. That could work, and then eventually lead on into Nikki Bella versus Brie Bella in a one-on-one match. But as far as the acting goes and the whole progress of the storyline, I'm not for it. I'm more likely to look forward to the end result instead of the time and the road to get to that point. I'm just not feeling it. It's not organic, it's not real, it's not natural, it sounds very scripted. And when things happen like that and you know that they're scripted and not natural, it's just tough for me as a viewer to get into it. Let me know what you guys think about that. Rob Van Dam finished his current run with the WWE at this week's SmackDown tapings in Ontario, California. He was on a short-term deal, similar to his last deal. I mentioned that he was going to be leaving on one of the previous episodes of Off The Script that I did. He is expected to finish up shortly right now, or he was expected to finish up shortly after SummerSlam, so Rob Van Dam is taking another break. He will probably be out for the remainder of 2014. So for you RVD fans, I would not expect him back until early 2015, possible Royal Rumble appearance. For those wondering about the Nation of Domination, this is quite often asked. For those wondering on the status of the new nation, here is why Vince McMahon decided to kill the new angle. Vince was adamant about not wanting the new angle with Kofi, Big E, and Xavier Woods. He didn't want it to be racial. So based on that, he killed any interference that it was a new Nation of Domination stable. Apparently, Vince may be on board with this. Kofi, Big E, and Xavier Woods were together as a unit at some recent WWE live events, but as faces. So I don't know what that means for WWE TV. I don't know if the new nation is now again on, but I would like to see these guys utilized because you got nothing for them. This could be nice. You could develop a nice tag team with Kofi and Big E as Xavier Woods as the spokesperson. This could work out, and it could give these guys something to do. Otherwise, you're just going to have them wasting roster space, eating up payroll, and as far as a business goes, that is not wise. You got to find a reason to use these guys. This is a great reason. I would be for it. It would be interesting to me to see a new nation, you know, not as rough and tough and racial as Farouk's nation was with D'Lo Brown and The Godfather and The Rock and, you know, all that nonsense. But I was a fan of that. And I wish WWE can kind of transcend this group into something like that, but I don't see that happening on WWE in the PG era. But as far as getting these guys on TV, I think it's a great idea. Give them something to do. Otherwise, they're just going to be eating payroll and sitting around not doing anything. And guys like Kofi Kingston, they're workhorses, man. Big E, he knows how to move in the ring. He may still be green here and there, but he was an IC champion. You didn't do anything with him. This may be a good role for him. Xavier Woods, man, you know, instead of dancing around with the fucking Brodus Clay's old theme song, this could be something good for him to do. I'm hearing he's got, you know, a PhD, and he's a bright individual. You know, put him with a microphone, man. Put him on TV with a microphone. Let the guy talk. He may get himself over. He may get the group over. I would like to see these guys, you know, a little bit more on TV, and I would like to see them pushed. I would like to see Kofi Kingston and Big E as a tag team, and it could work out. And that's where the WWE is lacking right now. There's no harm done in making another tag team, especially if it's guys like Kofi and Big E, man. That could be a very formidable team if booked correctly. So I hope this whole stable and this whole idea is still on, and Vince goes ahead with it. WWE was actually talking about some type of Sports Center show for the WWE Network. The ideas for the show were brought to Vince. They even produced a test show, and it was shown before the launch of the network. Vince was not convinced that it was, you know, Vince was convinced that it was the wrong direction to go. He felt that it wasn't the type of thing that the WWE audience would want. I would love to see a Sports Center type show, man. Fuck, book me for it. Hire me. I'd work for the WWE Network and give you guys WWE like Sports Center content. I would love to see that happen. Also, one other thing to keep in mind is that Raw is 3 hours, SmackDown is 3 hours, and then you have 3-hour pay-per-views and 1-hour WWE main event. So they have so much live TV to produce each week, so producing more program for the network would require a lot of commitment, time, and energy, and the company is not willing to expand, and they certainly are not going to do it with the cost cutting that is going on within the WWE right now. Little note on CM Punk. Many people in the company did respect what he did by leaving, but there were many others that breathed a sigh of relief and said, thank God, because they didn't have to deal with him anymore. The feelings on him are varied from person to person, more likely a 50-50 split between WWE employees. So there you have a fun fact on CM Punk. I miss CM Punk. You miss CM Punk. I would love to see him come back one of these days. There was some talk of having Bayley win the WWE NXT Women's title from Charlotte at TakeOver 2 on September 11th as a way to bring Charlotte to the main roster. The idea behind that is that it would give Ric Flair a regular role on TV. And more importantly, I think Charlotte is ready for the main roster. Finally, guys, to end this week's Off the Script, Ryback tweeted that he was going away for a while. His tweet included a photo of his action figure standing over CM Punk's action figure with a sorry Punk comment. WWE sources noted to PW Insider that back when Ryback feuded with Punk in 2012, there was a spot at an event where Ryback was supposed to drop Punk through a table. The spot was botched and Punk hit the floor, causing Punk to be hurt. Some of the wrestlers were under the impression that this week that Ryback was just taking a shot and making fun of CM Punk. Ryback is not expected to take any time off, and the sources talking did not believe he was really injured. It's worth noting that Curtis Axel has been working singles matches for about a week now, and as noted, Adam Rose mentioned on Main Event last night that Ryback is indeed injured. I don't know what's going on with Ryback. He may be injured. According to Adam Rose, he is injured. He may be getting surgery. He may have been working with a surgery. He may be taking time off, and he's going to come back stronger than ever. He was just slightly starting to get over on WWE TV. So I don't know what that means. But according to Ryback, I think he may be taking some time off. They may bring him back repackaged, a new and improved version of Ryback. Who knows? Ryback really wasn't that big of a threat on TV. The tag team with Curtis Axel really did not go anywhere. I did not see them as a formidable tag team to challenge for the tag team championships. So I think Axel is better off on his own. I would love to see the son of Mr. Perfect rise to the occasion and just do something singles-wise. I mean, for God's sakes, he's the son of Mr. Perfect. How difficult it is to book Curtis Axel. It can't be that difficult at all. Obviously, he's not Kurt Hennig. Obviously, he's not his father. But he's got the bloodline of Mr. Perfect. It should mean something, okay? Ryback, I would like to see come back as a singles guy. I think WWE fucked Ryback ever since they catapulted him in the main event. Too fast. He was not ready for it. Then they had him talk. Then they turned him into a bully. Ryback rules. You know, Ryback would have played the silent but deadly role very, very well. He did not need to speak. All he needed to do was go out there, be a machine, kick people's asses, have people sing along with his fucking catchphrases in the crowd, and that's it. He didn't need to say anything. And if he did need to say something, very, very minimal on the microphone. But WWE fucked that all up, and nobody's seen Ryback in the same light anymore. Hopefully he comes back, you know, rests, gets better 100%. He comes back and is slightly repackaged. I'm sure the WWE mid-card could use someone like a strong character like Ryback. So hopefully he does come back and we see a little bit more of the Ryback of old that we used to see when he first debuted on WWE. But that is my off the script, guys. I'm getting ready to do a podcast with Joe Cronin in about a half an hour. You guys are not going to be seeing that at all unless, what am I talking about, man? If you missed it, link is down below. I don't even know what I'm talking about, man. I think this sickness is really getting me. I really do think this sickness is getting me. I feel very lightheaded right now. I feel very dizzy. So I'm even actually sweating. So I don't know what it is, man. Hopefully I'm not getting sick. I will let you guys know on Twitter if I am getting sick. Follow me at JDfromNY206 on Twitter. But that is that, guys. I don't know if I'm doing a Monday Night Raw because I do work on Tuesday 9 to 5. So I may not be doing a Monday Night Raw again review for this week. But it is what it is. If I feel up to it, I may do it on Tuesday night. But don't hold your breath for a Monday Night Raw review. If you enjoyed today's video, guys, please leave a like on your way out the door. It greatly helps out my channel. And as always, this is the #1 source for all WWE needs right here on YouTube.com. Join me for episode 29 next Friday, guys. As always, for Off the Script, I'm JD. And I will talk to you guys next week. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.